Welcome, everybody. For it looks like the last day of the Blac Chyna trial. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, everybody has rested their case. Now, let me bring you up to speed. E tried to play Blac Chyna. There are two key motions that are hanging in the balance that could change the whole case. Both sides have rested. They've told us how much their closing statements are. And y'all, we need to talk about this corruption that you guys are emailing about with the judge. What do you guys want to start with first? You know what? Let's just get into what the latest is right now with Blac Chyna. Let's start from the beginning. Actually, let's start from this. When it comes to the judge and when it comes to corruptions, you guys, I've researched a lot. I'll be honest with you. I don't know everything in the world. However, I have researched so much. I've seen absolutely no evidence of the judge being corrupt or taking bribes. Again, there's something like the court's justice, which is kind of like Yelp for lawyers, public officials, judges, whatnot. If you're ever having trouble with someone, go there. You might find something to corroborate your story. However, as I mentioned last night with my live with Legal Eagle, right? With our resident Legal Eagle, Attorney Robinson, there is no official complaints about bribery or corruption. That said, there's an actual even bigger danger that the judge poses for Blac Chyna. I know you're thinking, what could be bigger than bribery and corruption? Sometimes we don't need all these fantastic headlines. Sometimes the truth is enough to really scare you. What am I talking about? Well, the judge has been accused numerous times of being incompetent, of not running a tight courtroom, of not clearly understanding the law and legal arguments. And when people accuse you of not clearly understanding the law and legal arguments, what does that actually mean? Well, I'll tell you, it means sometimes when lawyers are walking the line with hearsay, when lawyers are letting nude photos that were both stipulated by both sides that they would not show in court and doesn't rule or actually in some way slap that lawyer's hands, that's where incompetence comes in. You need to look at judges and lawyers the same way you would look at a doctor. Is it bad if a doctor takes corruption or bribes? Absolutely. But what is even more sinister and more harmful to you is a doctor who's incompetent, a doctor that really doesn't know how to perform the surgery, a doctor that does a sloppy job. Hence, a mechanic. Yes, bribes, corruptions are bad. And again, I've looked, I have not seen any evidence, but perhaps evidence exists. If that does come up, it will be in a formal commission, and it would be more than just people writing random reviews on the internet. Because I'm sure there are random reviews right now saying I'm bought off for everybody. And guess what? My wardrobe begs to differ. I do not have enough Chanel bags or enough cars to prove that I've been bought off by anyone. If you guys think that I would be bought off for anything less, then I'm a Chanel, not Vans. I'm a material girl. Anyway, listen, let me just focus, right? But listen, I'm a material girl. You're not buying me off for a KFC double snack meal and a couple of shout outs on Instagram. Anyway, my whole point of this is the danger this poses. Now, why is this a danger? Because they have rested their case. I'm going to take you over this right now, right? Oh, this is breaking news. The judge has ruled that though her attorneys requested to strike and redo her testimony, Chyna cannot strike her testimony from the record. However, the judge is deliberating on whether or not she can take to the stand to be questioned by Blac Chyna. The judge has been deciding for more than 30 minutes in chambers. You guys, this is huge. We was about to get into this. It's funny how life is. This was just delivered. If you're new to the chat, I just said, the judge being an incompetent to me is a bigger danger to anyone. There was a key motion they made. The fact that since Michael, the Kardashian's attorney, had let Chyna see nude pictures, which they both agreed not to bring into court. It threw Chyna off for the day. Her mindset froze fuzzy. She could not effectively She could not effectively answer the questions the way she did. It's almost like somebody telling you somebody in your family passed away right before you go into a job interview and right before you go into an exam. Does that mean you're going to fail? No. Does it mean that you're in a weird space and you're not operating at 100%? Absolutely. Does it mean that what he did was highly unethical and in my mind a bit slimy? Absolutely. Right? However, they were waiting for the judge to rule on that. The judge has ruled on that in part. The Lynn's attorney, Lynn, who was Chyna's attorney, said, listen, we want to strike Chyna's testimony from the record and we want her to testify. The judge has said, breaking news, Chyna's testimony cannot be stricken from the record. However, he is still deciding on whether or not she can take the stand again to be questioned by Blac Chyna. And I'm assuming questioned by Michael Rhodes again. The judge has been in his chambers for 30 minutes trying to deliberate. You guys, this is going to be crucial. This is going to be crucial because if Chyna is not allowed to be questioned again, that means the motion that the Kardashians' attorney are trying to move and trying to throw in, that means that their motion could be successful. And the motion, there's two motions, Chyna's motions, the Kardashians. He's ruling on Chyna's first. If she is unsuccessful in getting new testimony, that means there's a high probability the judge will grant the Kardashians' motion to throw out the issue of defamation and emotional distress. And that is one of Chyna's key claims. It's one of her key claims. You guys, this is huge. Okay, let's move on because I have more information. I'll look in the comments in a second to take questions from you guys. But you guys, this is breaking news. It literally just happened. The judge said no to one. It was two parts. Strike it and let me retestify. He said, I'm not removing your testimony from the record. I may let you testify. He's been thinking about it for 30 minutes. Again, to me, a judge being incompetent is a lot scarier than being corrupt and bribery. Let me explain why. And then we'll move on into how E really tried it with Chyna and what the Kardashian attorney had to say. Let me tell you something. If a judge has a history of being corrupt or bribery, again, I want to make sure you guys know, because I don't want I live in America. I don't want the California legal system coming after me, right? If a judge is corrupt or has bribery, right, through official complaints, not just whispers, because everybody whispers, there is a chance that if you can show that there is connection between corruption, bribery, and this case, that you might actually get a mistrial. You might even be able to get the judge removed from the case. However, that is a high burden of proof, and it's so hard to prove that. But if you have proof, do it. Go. Remove the judge. The scary part is if the judge is incompetent. If the judge is basically like somebody that works at the DMV for 30 years, got a bad attitude, and you look like the woman or man that stole their man 2 weeks ago. When it is that type of gray area, that's scarier because there's no official, unless it's gross incompetence, which is very high standard in trial to get to. It is so hard, so incredibly hard to get any type of justice on that. It's like basically going to a bad doctor. Now, if a doctor almost commits malpractice and you almost leave this earth and you have a bunch of proof, maybe you can sue the doctor and maybe you'll be successful. But let's just say the doctor is incompetent enough that they gave you a late diagnosis. They didn't run all the tests they should have. That their incompetence cost you. But when you go to medical malpractice, it doesn't reach the level of malpractice. So basically, you've been screwed over, but it doesn't reach that level that you can actually do something about it. That, to me, is why all these stories of incompetence are so scary. It's super, super scary, especially with something that is so complex. Now, let's actually get into the other stuff, right? Because this is actually going to be really, really good. Let's see. Closing arguments. Blac Chyna's counsel have said they're waiting for the ruling on the motion to see if she can actually even testify again. And they have decided to rest their case with no more witnesses. The Kardashian family attorney, Michael Rhodes, has also said the family side will rest and they are awaiting rulings on the further evidence. The judge told the jury he is super confident that the trial will end this week. Now, this might be a little bit of glimmer of hope, but the way he said this, he's super confident the trial will end this week. Tomorrow is Friday, unless I got my dates wrong. Oh, sorry. This day's a bit of blur. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm really sorry to see this trial go. I really miss hanging out with you guys. Make sure you guys turn on your subscriptions, notifications, and we can keep hanging out. Because if you guys like the way I covered the Blac Chyna trial, baby, I cover everything like this, from reality TV gossip, what your neighbor ate for dinner, and also other breaking trials. Okay, so you guys, let's get into it, right? The fact that he said that it will end this week lets me think that he is inclined to let Chyna testify again. Why is that? Because if the closing arguments, what the lawyers have said, Chyna said her closing arguments are going to be 45 minutes. Michael Rose, the attorneys for the Kardashians, said that his is going to be 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, even if they break for lunch, that's still at most 2.5 hours. So what does that tell me? And we're on California time. We are on, hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Martine Kabuya. Thank you, Martine Kabuya. Thank you so much. So what does that tell you? It is only 11:19, I think, maybe even 10:19 in California time. If he thinks this is going to be closed down, even if the jury takes all day to deliberate, we should maybe have a verdict on Thursday today if he doesn't let her testify. The fact that he thinks that it can be closed down tomorrow makes me think that he's inclined to let Blac Chyna testify today, let Michael Rhodes do his cross, let Lynn do her redirect, right? And then tomorrow, the jury will have all day to go to verdict. Now, you know what it is about jury verdicts, right? If it comes back too quick, it is great news for one side or the other, right? Because if the jury comes back too quick, that means that one side is completely done for. Usually when it's longer and more drawn out, you know it's like a close fight. But when it comes back for one side, so if the jury comes back with a verdict very quickly for a Blac Chyna, you know the Kardashians are going to be buried when it comes to damages. Hence, but if Blac Chyna doesn't walk away, as you guys know, she does have maybe grounds for appeal in the fact that she can maybe move for a mistrial if the judge does not handle this correctly and let Chyna testify. But again, it's risky because the last thing you want to do is have to go to the court and have them review how they did their own ways, how they did their own testimonies. Because if there's one thing no profession likes, I don't think it's reviewing their mistakes and admitting that they actually made mistakes. Now, there's a little bit more I want to get into that actually happened, right? I actually happened. And you guys, thank you so much for the well wishes. When you guys are like inboxing me on Twitter, on Instagram, and definitely I read all the comments in YouTube. Y'all know I'm lazy. I stay on comments, right? About saying thank you for sacrificing your vacation. You guys, let me tell you, you guys don't have to thank me for doing anything. When I first started YouTube, I prayed for days like this. I remember when I put a video out and it got 11 views for like 5 months. It moved up to 38. And all 37 of those views out of the 38 was my boyfriend trying to like cap me up, and we're watching it on repeat. And I'm sending it to everyone. And listen, my family loves and supports me, but you know how it is. Nobody wants to watch a video they're not interested in. I prayed for days like this where it would be, you know, the little Mendel circles where you find your nexus where those circles intersect. That first circle, something that you like. Second circle that has to overlap, something you're good at. And then the third circle, something people actually want to pay you for. That's where you find happiness. So you guys, thank you for the well wishes, but I honestly prayed for days like this. And I am so happy that we've gotten this far and we built this community. But okay, fine. I'll get back to the live, all right? I know there are new people being like, girl, if you don't stop and just get to the point. Welcome to my channel. We like to take the long way around the point. Okay, so now Michael Rhodes has now updated his closing arguments to say that it's going to be 35 minutes because Lynn Chiani said she was going for 45. Everybody is expecting Lynn's testimony to be a blockbuster. Now, what have we gone through? We've gone through the corruption, right? Which it is just basically hundreds and hundreds of claims that he is just incompetent. I have not been able to find one verifiable source of corruption or bribery. Now, is that to say it doesn't exist? No, it's just saying, especially because I live in America, I don't want to say anything about an actual court officer. Again, that's not there. I think the truth is actually even more salacious and more dangerous to Blac Chyna. We talked about the motion. The judge, it was two parts. Let me testify. And it was also let her retestify and strike her original testimony from the record, which means to remove it. The judge has been in his chamber for 30 minutes. He said, I'm not letting you remove her testimony, but I might let her testify again. Okay, fine. That's where we are. This is up to the minute. Now, the judge is in his chamber for more than 30 minutes. All right, let's talk about this video deposition. It's important to know that there were only 2 Kardashians in the court today out of that empire. But let's also get into this. There was a video deposition. There was a video deposition by NBC Universal executive Frances Berwick. Now, it was shown in court. It was a video because they live on the East Coast. This is California. And they didn't consider them major, so they let it be played. Berwick worked on finances for season 2 of Rob and Chyna. She approved the finances for the season. Now, she said that the creative process was never realized because it was her understanding that Rob and Chyna's relationship had reached a sad place. Now, NBC tried to throw Chyna off the bus, but this testimony is actually really good because it proves her point. Let's get into it. During the video, the executive said she didn't feel the relationship was right for the E! Network, and she was made aware of fighting and altercations. Again, this corroborates Chyna's central claim. The Kardashians started vicious rumors. The Kardashians started vicious lies. These rumors and lies kept moving until they even got to the network, and the network canceled the show based off of the rumors, the lies, and the Kardashians interfering. This literally lays out the roadmap. This shows that what the Kardashians sought to do, according to Blac Chyna's attorney, actually happened. But you guys, there's more, right? Regarding a press release going out for the show, as well as it being on E's schedule for 2017, Berwick said they had gotten ahead of themselves, admitting with the benefit of hindsight, that's inaccurate. This woman did not plagiarize herself, but she just gave unbelievable testimony. E, one of the biggest networks, or the biggest network for reality TV in America, E! News, spent money putting out press releases, spent money having full camera crews following Rob and Chyna around. I don't think you guys understand how expensive production is. Production can run on the very, very low end, anywhere between 20,000 up to 100,000 a day. Production can go crazy. So you put in all the money for press releases, announcing the second season. Ryan Seacrest texted Rob and said, brother, good job on the second season, right? They made promotion pics. They made promotion commercials. They made reels. They had camera crews following them around for up to 4 episodes. They have, at this point, from between the press, promotion, the sizzle reel, to all this, invested at least $1 million into this second season. They also, by her own admission, had it on E's schedule. You know how you go on the TV and you go to see what shows are going to be coming on, and E announces their roster and how the shows are actually going to play out? Because if you guys don't know, it's something very complex. They don't just throw a show out there. They literally have marketers, analytics, all these people looking at, okay, where can we find synergy? What shows will work good with other shows? Okay, don't put that show behind this. Put it behind this, because this and that. It's something super, super complex. So now we're maybe even at 1.5 million estimate. This is low figure for actually greenlighting season 2. And now you sit on the stage and you expect laymen, we don't even work for networks, but you expect laymen to believe that it was all an oversight and a mistake, and you put in all this time, effort, and work into something that you guys didn't even think about getting approved for season 2. It makes no sense. It's literally like someone, you guys signing a lease together, you guys moving in together. That person cheats on you and then tells the other person, we were never together. We were thinking about moving in together. We were thinking about starting a life together, but we were never together. And you're looking at them like, but didn't you guys sign a lease? Didn't you buy furniture in the new house? Didn't you send out invitations to your housewarming? And didn't you have people come and decorate your housewarming? And now you're saying, well, looking back in hindsight is a mistake because I never planned on moving in with them. And I know I did all the stuff, bought furniture, actually moved in, hired a party planner, sent out. But you know what? No. It was a mistake in hindsight. I never planned to move in with them. I don't even know how this happened. This is what they're trying to get us to believe. Let's also not forget that she said, I didn't feel like it was the right story for us to be telling on E. She said they were concerned it would affect advertising after she read the reports on their split in the media. Again, this helps Blac Chyna because who started those reports? The Kardashians. Who released those reports? The Kardashians. Now, here's the thing that the Kardashians have spent all trial admitting they emailed, admitting they pushed stories, admitting they lied. They spent all trial doing this. Their only defense is, but we did it to save our brother's life. Now, funny thing I will say about Rob's testimony. I'm not going to get all into it. Go watch my old videos that I just posted today after this live. Don't leave the live. Watch the videos after the live, right? But I will say this, right? I will say this. Rob never said he thought his life was in danger. Rob never said he thought he was in physical danger. I will say this. For them to use as a defense that we were scared for our brother's life when your brother wasn't scared, when your brother was writing you emails, begging you to put in a good word with the network so that the show can continue. This is after we found out that it was being canceled. Something is not adding up. Now let's get into the rest of this stuff. Hold on. Okay. Again, the Kardashians have made their bed. Everybody knows that they 100% spread these rumors, and their offense is we did it because, right? We did it because we save our brother's life. Instead of what it is, competition. You guys never liked Blac Chyna. You were looking for ways to break them up, both real and imagined, and you finally got your shot. And you didn't think that Chyna was deserving of even having the same thing you guys did because Chyna was toxic. She was ghetto. She was stupid. She was undeserving to you. And the Kardashians, again, are, you know what? Let's move on, right? Now, Frothy and Escapist. In her video deposition, Berwick said E's reality shows are frothy and escapist, but admitted that the Kardashians have had their fair share of troubles. Get this. She literally said, hold on, guys. She literally said, really quick. I want to say thank you for the super chat stickers, Saggy Star and Dragon Lord 72. Also, Chocolate Padilla, congratulations for being a Tattle Tells for 6 months. Thank you, Mama. We've been rocking since the beginning. Thank you so much. And B, thank you so much for being the best moderator. Now let's get into this. Are there any updates? I'm doing it live, so I'm checking for updates as we go on. Okay, no, they're still ruling on it. Frothy and Escapist. She went on to say, we covered Kim getting robbed in Paris. I would not describe that as frothy and escapist. Real life happens. Adding the family has been through difficult times. She ultimately said that the Kardashians were aspirational and didn't feel the same about the Rob and Chyna show after the relationship hit the skids. Again, how did you hear the relationship hit the skids? Who told you that? And even though Rob and Chyna were both trying to talk to the network bypassed both of them and were only talking to the Jenners minus Rob. So how can you say that they had no influence? And how can you say, and even the production company that said they were toxic said they got that story from the Jenners. But let's keep going. Also, it's laughable after what we've seen and the sickness and the perversion and sometimes just the stupid hilariousness of the Kardashians that they are now trying to sit there and say that it is all frothy and escapist. We saw Lamar OD. We saw Caitlyn come out. We saw everybody rumble. We even saw Scott and Rob rumble in LA where everything was broken in Vegas, everything was broken and there was blood everywhere. What are you talking? We saw Scott break mirrors, shove $100 bills in people's mouths. We've seen so much with the Kardashians, and the fact that now they're trying to say that they find them aspirational to who? Now get this, right? The NBC executive concluded that she never spoke to either of the stars directly or anybody regarding season 2, which was later dropped. She also answered that the network did not ever investigate the reports of Rob and Chyna's violent fight, according to The Sun. So they heard something that was started by the people that literally went and tried to get Chyna fired. And yes, and Rob his own reality show, but ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. That's what they said about Rob having his own show. And it was in a video deposition. You guys, this is actually really good news for Blac Chyna. It supports everything she's saying. However, it comes into a time of whether you believe that Blac Chyna is deserving of something, whether you believe that it was unacceptable for the Kardashians to lose their influence, and whether you believe everybody else on the Kardashian side that has been perjuring themselves, making outlandish claims. And of course, once you add in Rob, the refrigerator, little Debbie lover, plastic Takis and hot Cheeto loving codeine boy Kardashian, that's when you have what you have. You guys, this is like literally up to the minute. This has been such a crazy ride. Closing arguments are going to start soon. It looks like we also might have, right? It looks like we also might have a verdict at the earliest, sometime late afternoon California time, which is this evening. Definitely, it looks like it's going to be completely wrapped up tomorrow. We're doing closing arguments. Hey, Bright Eyes, thank you so much for the super chat, Bright Eyes. We are doing closing arguments, you guys. I made a lot of videos, literally, doing the dramatic reinterpretations of Rob's testimony. I'm about to get off here and I'm going to, since we are moving into closing arguments, it's time we actually literally had a talk about who the jury is and what my eyewitnesses has been saying, and also what my eyewitnesses have been noticing, what happened with the judge's court clerk being fired. I've saved it because I wanted to see how the trial goes, but this actually might be more and more important. You guys, turn on your likes, turn on your notifications. I really, this is a good one. Hold on. Thank you. Let's take a poll. Keeping Up with KP said, press 1 if you think this will end in Chyna's favor. 2 if you think it'll end for the Kardashians. We got a lot of ones. Be honest, you guys. Listen, I want you guys to know if you're new to my channel or if you're not new, my channel is a safe place. As long as we're respectful to each other, we don't got to agree. Nobody's going to drag you for your opinion. As long as you give your opinion respectfully, whether that's for or against. So let's do this troll. Let's do this poll. Anybody, let's see. There are ones or twos. Hit the thing. 1 if you think this will end in Chyna's favor, and 2 if you think, 2 if you think, okay, we got a lot of ones. We got a lot of ones in the house. We got a lot of ones. A lot of, let's see. A lot of ones. 2, but this is a good point. Rodea says, but I don't think they should. Okay, that's 2. Let's see. Somebody said Roberta is I often wonder why Rob feels so comfortable with his sisters treating him so, I don't even want to say effeminate, because women are treated with respect. They are a matriarchal family. They know the power of the feminine. But the fact that they treat him with such little respect, they act like he is like a 5-year-old. I don't understand. But you know what? At this point, Rob does like to triangulate. And just like I believe he used Blac Chyna to really show his family how much he couldn't stand them, now he's using his family to show Blac Chyna. I will say this. Any woman that dates Rob, the refrigerator, Taki, hot Cheeto loving Kardashian, is a fool. You are a fool. You are a fool. You are a fool. Because not only do you got to deal with Rob's stank attitude, hissy fits, and on Twitter, there's a lot of things circulated of when Rob looks like he's rolling, grinding his teeth and everything. I don't know if he is, but it looks like it to me. He's displaying the behavior, even if he's not, right? At least in my opinion. But the fact that not only do you got to deal with Rob and all his antics, but you also got to deal with his sisters trying to get you the hell out of the way. And literally, you can't ever outshine them. You can't ever do better than them. And you got to be a doormat for their brother's abuse. And they're still not going to like you. They're still not going to like you. So you got to deal with that family, and you got to deal with Rob Kardashian. I mean, somebody might want it for a come up. Not me, not me, not me. Wouldn't be. You guys, listen. So there's a lot of threes. I'm sorry, there's a lot of ones. Definitely, we got some twos in the house. Sabrina, stay cute, said 222. Justice for Chyna. Yes, it's time for the people to stand up. We got a lot of ones, but a lot of people are pressing two, says they think Chyna should win, but they know how this country works in the legal system, and they are. Before I go, let me just check the update really quick and see if we have any other breaking information. Any other breaking information? All right. There's no other breaking information, you guys. Thank you for joining me for this quick live. Thank you for being on me with this journey. I really do hope that Chyna wins, not because, again, none of us know Chyna. None of us even know the Kardashians personally, but I've seen enough of what they did and the way they act to say this isn't about who I like personally. This isn't about who I rock with personally. This is about the truth. And it's also about teaching these multi-million-dollar companies you can't do this mess. And if you do, you're going to pay. Say it with me, y'all. You're going to pay. Say it with me, like Rob Kardashian ways. All right, my little Tattle Tells. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, yeah. Watch the old videos. Come on, run my numbers up. Run it up. All right, guys. And I probably will still be on at 9 p.m. with Court Chronicles, maybe even earlier if a verdict comes down there. And also, I might go live again to read what happened in the closing statements. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.